Hi, Stacy here with Limelight AZ. So I had a bit of a rough start today. Well, initially I woke up, was like, man, I'm still hurting. I was really hoping with all of the detox stuff that I tried yesterday, that it would make me feel better. And I tried a bunch. I ended up doing cholera, is that the name? As well as the charcoal pills at one point, and lemonade, and my sauna blanket, and drinking extra fluids. And honestly, all day I was like, I don't feel like I'm detoxing. I just don't feel like I'm detoxing. There are some very clear signs when my body is detoxing. Just didn't feel like I was detoxing, but was hoping that I would wake up feeling better this morning. Well, I ended up having a very restless night of sleep. I just kept waking up partially in pain, partially just uncomfortable. When I finally decided to wake up this morning, I woke up and I'm like, pain is not gone. That sucks. And from there, I watched America's Got Talent. It's like the only TV show that I really watch. And tried to ignore the fact that I've mentally and emotionally been declining the last few days. And pretend that it's not really a problem. And then my husband said something about wanting to go to a family get together for his cousin's son who's going off to college. He's really hoping he can go. I really wanted to go. It upsets me more and more as time goes on that I can't attend stuff like that, you know? And it also upsets me that my husband has tethered it to me. I don't want, not that I don't want to be dependent on him, but I mean, I think that it's great that I can, but just that it's like having a baby. Gosh, and I was talking to my husband this morning that my baby, my 1-year-old, is more independent than I am. She's completely dependent on everybody for changing her diapers and feeding her and playing with her, but she's stronger than I am and she can walk. I mean, how ridiculous is that? I mean, I'm happy for her, but it was just really put in perspective of how dependent I am on everyone. I'm like a baby, just a big one, you know? And so that's hard to acknowledge. I think I'm going to pause this for a second. Anyways, it's hard to acknowledge that I am just as dependent as a newborn, basically. And except that I'm meaner. Not that I intend to be, and not usually. But just how hard it is to be a 38-year-old newborn, you know? Anyway, so the discussion about him wanting to go to, it wasn't even really a discussion, he just mentioned it in passing that he would really like to go to, this family function. And it just sent me into a spiral. It's been coming for days, I think, at this point. About, you know, I know that there's people out there that have it far worse than I do. I mean, a lot worse. And I can even name reasons why it can be worse. But my heart aches to have a life that is not just enjoyable. I mean, that is like that I'm participating in. I feel like I'm not participating in life right now. And that is very hard. So I want to attend functions. I want to spend time with my children and actually do stuff off of my bed, you know, sitting down on the floor. I want to show you this picture. Um, so this picture, hopefully it goes this time. Last time I tried to do this, the video editor wouldn't work. So um, if not, then I will probably post a link to the book. But um, the picture that hopefully you just saw is a picture of a book that I read to my son last night. Thankfully, I'm able to still do that. But and on the front, it's what is the name of the book? I can't reach it, so I can't give you the exact title. It probably showed it in the picture. Friday Night Nana, or Friday Nights with Nana, or Nana Friday Night, or something along those lines. Um, and when I went to read it, it's from the library, and when I went to read it, I was just looking at the picture. I mean, the book is about Shabbat, which we celebrate our Sabbath from Friday night to Saturday night. And one of the things that we used to do is, and it was only recent in our family history, this isn't something that we've done for decades. It was only, I don't know, 3 years or so ago that we started doing it, and it's been hit or miss after starting it, whether or not we actually completed it. But it was we would have this nice family dinner, and it was like Thanksgiving dinner every Friday night. And our family is a family that does not argue at holidays and whatnot. We actually enjoy each other's company, and so having every Friday night be a special time that we can sit and eat really good food and talk about our week and talk about each other and enjoy each other's company. It's just very, very special. And I miss that terribly. There was a lot of work put into it every Friday, but I never resented it. I never resented putting all the energy into cooking, and I enjoyed cooking for my family and doing these nice dinners and having it set up nicely, and I never resented it. And it is one of the things I miss the most at this point, is not being able to do these Shabbat dinners. And so just stared at the picture of this book and was like looking at it, wondering, could this be me in the future? Will I get this back? Will I hopefully be the grandma that the whole family comes and visits for Shabbat dinner? And for anybody who doesn't know, I'm already a grandmother. I'm about to be a grandmother for the second time. My daughter is ready to have her second child anytime. I think she's 37 weeks. At any rate, I just miss doing our dinners. It was so enjoyable and so much fun for everyone. And it quickly became a much loved family tradition, and I miss not being able to do that. And even if we don't hardly do anything for Friday nights now. We're trying to change this and start reading to the kids and pray for the kids and give the blessings for the kids on Friday nights now. But that's only been this last week that we started changing that. But even if the rest of the family were to pull together a dinner, I still can't participate in a nice family dinner because I am stuck on this freaking bed. And that is hard. So tired of being on this bed. I am so tired of being in bed. I'm so tired of having the same view every single day at every moment of my life. And the bee venom therapy is not working as quickly as I was hoping it would. I had heard about people going back to work after 3 months of being on bee venom therapy. And so I was like, man, by 3 months, I'm going to be like doing way better. Oh, well, apparently that is not the route for me. I am approaching 7 weeks, so we're almost at 2 months in. And it is working, but it is so slow. So slow. And I have other things that are concerning me at this point, like if I don't get off this bed in the near future, will it be a year, 2 years from now? So will I be bedridden for years? And that is terrifying. And then once the bee venom does take care of the Lyme, then I have to worry, even now, even if the bee venom were to take care of the Lyme immediately and all of the co-infections right now, I am going to have to go through physical therapy to repair what has happened to my body and work toward strengthening it again, which is going to take an extensive amount of time. Every day that passes with me in this bed not improving is another who knows what amount of time that is added to my recovery. And so at this point, I'm looking at 5 years, between the actual recovery from the Lyme and then the recovery from from being bedridden. And it is heartbreaking. So I really was facing that today and facing that it really is not looking like it 3 months I will be functional enough to do anything yet, at least not physically. I am so, so very thankful that my brain is working better, and that I am not utilizing the Aleve like I used to. When I first started bee venom therapy, I was taking 2 pills twice a day, and that was stretching it. And the recommendation is no more than 1 pill twice a day. So I was taking double the dose every day. And as I took it, it was becoming less and less effective. And I was taking it, for anybody who's missed this part, I was taking it for brain inflammation because when my brain is inflamed, it becomes very, very suicidal. And those suicidal thoughts are still there, but not nearly as bad as they were. And when I am having a bad day like today, just as a precaution, I go ahead and take an Aleve. My bad days emotionally are honestly really few and far between at this point. I think the last time I took an Aleve has been about a week. So I am thankful that I'm not taking medication to try to decrease the effects of what I'm dealing with, because it's not necessary, obviously. And my daughter, my oldest, one that's ready to have her baby, she said that she knows that I'm frustrated and feel like I'm just spinning my wheels. But from her from her perspective, things have gotten way better since starting the bee venom therapy. So that's encouraging. It is taking so long, and now I'm losing hope about that 3-month mark. It's getting so close, and so it leaves me wondering how long I'm going to be like this, Even if I'm like this for years and I get over it, it'll be worth it in the long run, but it's discouraging right now. And then I had a bit of I can't say a falling out, a emotional disagreement. Not really disagreeing with my mom, but just her emotions, dealing with her daughter being sick, very sick, and my emotions, because I am sick, just kind of butt heads this morning, and I think we were making each other feel bad. It's just a vicious cycle. So that's hard, having days like that too, I am so praying that I can come back to these videos. I think once I hit the year mark, I intend on going back to the videos that I created that particular day and doing reviews on them, and maybe I'll do it just once a week for a particular day, but I don't know, because I think every day would probably be too much. But um, pick pick the videos up or start watching them like this is a memory type thing, and do my thoughts at that point. Bee venom is not even a drop in the bucket yet of what I'm supposed to do. I am at 80, 80 some stings altogether out of somewhere between 1,500 to 2,000. And I am almost 7 weeks in out of 2 to 3 years. So I know that there's still a lot of progress that needs to happen and a lot of time that needs to happen. But while I'm dealing with the bad effects of it, it's discouraging. And even with the knowledge, knowing that there's going to be ebbs and flows of the healing process, and that there's going to be emotional ebbs and flows. One of the big things that they stress within bee venom therapy is to journal. Well, my hands don't work because they're swollen and they don't grip. Again, that's about as far as I can grip my hand. So they don't grip very well. And but these videos, I think, will work as trying to vent my frustrations over the Lyme and even over the bee venom therapy and maybe life in general. My frustrations at God sometimes. I know right now we have a bunch of blessings that have been pouring in. It's been interesting. I mentioned it in recent videos that it's like something shifted and we just suddenly have these blessings coming in that we didn't even see coming. We've had a bunch of them. There's no coincidence, and it's not because I'm like standing on the street corner going, hey, we really need help anymore. I did that with the video and then I let it go. And the blessings have been just pouring in and has covered us in many, many ways from multiple sources. But as I told my mom this morning, as much as I love these blessings and seeing these blessings, and I would not reject them in any way, shape, or form, that's not the blessing I want. The blessing I want is to feel better, is to be able to get off this bed. And right now, it seems that God does not think that that is a good idea. And that is hard. Granted, I probably would not be focusing as much on His Word and on studying stuff about His Word if I weren't in bed. So it's kind of a catch-22. If I get out of bed, I know that my time with God is going to be significantly limited in comparison. But right now, my time with my kids is significantly limited in comparison. And my heart, as much as I love God, is to want to be with my kids. And I think that that is rough because I'm a mom and that's the heart that God gave me. And now I have to ignore that. It's just, this whole battle is just a battle. It's an emotional battle to not feel bitter about the situation that I'm in, to appreciate that I have time with God that I would not normally, and to appreciate that everybody else is learning from this as well and is impacting their lives, hopefully in a positive way, because God is going to use it that way, and trusting Him in that. It's just this crazy cycle, and just like if I don't know if I've ever mentioned before that I've had a miscarriage. I had a miscarriage in 2015, and within 6 months I was pregnant with Nissa, our youngest. And it was bittersweet because I was excited about Nissa, but at the same time I was still grieving the baby that we had lost. And but there was no way that we could have had both. Like, I don't know what kind of person we named the baby that we lost Shiloh. I have no idea what kind of person Shiloh would have been, what Shiloh would have looked like, or anything. But I couldn't have Shiloh and this at the same time. There's just no logical way of making that happen, no physiological way of making that happen. So I would have had to choose if I, and of course I have Nissa now that I wouldn't choose Shiloh at this point. It's just this weird paradox of emotions. And that's kind of how I feel about being stuck in this bed with Lyme disease. It's this weird paradox of emotions because I love having this time with God that I would not normally have. But I don't love missing out on my kids and being able to really have quality interactions with them, So it's definitely a learning curve on my part to trust God in this. I trust God a lot, but this one's hard to trust that He knows what He's doing with this because I'm missing my children's childhoods. And I don't want to do that. Anyways, this was not really intended to be a cry video. I feel like a lot of my videos are like that, and I'm sorry. But it's still the beginning of healing, and I know a lot of Lyme people feel this way, that they're just distraught over the situation that they are in. And as time goes with the bee venom, I'm sure it'll get better. My outlook will be better. I mean, I had a couple weeks that my outlook was really good. But today is a downer day. So, just the loss of what I've lost so far in 7 months, and the potential loss of what I might continue losing. So, I don't know. This is just a hard road. Anyways, I've babbled enough. It's been 22 minutes. I'll let you go. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks. Bye.